Hi, and welcome back to DIY with Jeannie. Um, I'm Jeannie, and this is my channel. And what we do here is a lot of sewing, a lot of crafting, a lot of paper crafts, just a little bit of everything, with sewing kind of being one of my main focuses. I really do love to sew. I like to keep the old things still current, do things with them that maybe you hadn't already thought of. And I like to repurpose or reuse or go to the craft store and find things for my sewing. And I got very, very lucky when I was in Oklahoma last week. I got this whole bag of pre-made yo-yos. It also came with some that they had not made, but they'd gone ahead and um, sewn the edges so that it wouldn't ravel. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, one, show you how to make a yo-yo the old way. And then I want to talk about, while I was there, I went to a craft store, to a quilt store. I cannot recommend small businesses more. I love them. They are more personal. Yes, they're going to cost you a little bit more, but you know what? It's okay because they know more. So we went to the Crooked Creek Quilt Shop in Greenwood, Arkansas, and they're so good. They do have a Facebook page, so I'll try to link that down below and get that for you. But what I got were these yo-yo makers. I got this size, which is kind of the medium size, and I got this size, which I haven't made yet. Great big book. But this one makes a yo-yo this size. Now the beautiful thing, I don't know, can you see? Yeah, this outer circle edge. That is the size of the yo-yo it makes. So on this one, I haven't opened this. Let me open it real quick. This one, you'll see how much bigger this yo-yo is. And then I'll go over the ones that I bought / and I'm going to do by hand. So, come on, you. There we go. So this one makes a much larger one. You can see the line on it and see how much bigger that yo-yo is going to be. So there's that one. There's this one. There are 2 or 3 other sizes, and I know it goes at least 2 more smaller, which is really kind of cool. This one, this is our current yo-yo that we're making, and it's about this size because it is stuffed. These are not, this one's not stuffed. This is the one I made for y'all last weekend, 2 or 3 videos ago. So that is for that. But these are by Clover, and you can get different sizes. If you can get them on Amazon, I'll link it below. But go to a quilt shop, see if they have them. They are so cool. They are very retro at the moment because these were very, very popular in the 30s. And again in the 50s, and again in the 70s. And so they just cycle back in. But look how cute that little bag is. And you can make the most adorable toys. Like if you wanted to make a doll, you just build them up. Like, you stack them up, and that's the way you would do their arms and legs. And you would put a button at the very bottom, so there's a little button foot. And then the body, I would do bigger yo-yos in the body, and then a couple of these for the head, or a bead for the head. And those would be just adorable little Christmas ornaments, or to hang on the wall, or hang above a crib for a baby. You don't want it too close because you don't want the baby to get it, because this is a choking hazard. And but that is what I got. Now, this is what I am going to show you how to do with it after I show you how to make them the old school way. So if you don't have one of these things, you don't have to have one of these things. You can make any size circle you want. What I really, really like about these, you don't have to cut the circle out. You just pop it out, pop material in, line your little lines up to those, see the lines on my, yeah, to the nub with the line in the middle, and then they would all line up. And you just sew in and out of those holes. And your smiley face, you go in and out, and then it never gets stuck to the bottom one. And if it does, it's not huge. You just redo it. So I'm going to show you first how to do this yo-yo the old school way, and I'll show you how to stuff it as well. So What you're going to do is take your outside, and we're just going to gather it. And the way you do it is needle in and out, grab that edge as close to the edge as you can. So see how I am just in and out, grabbing that little edge as I go. You gather, gather, gather. And I should have started on the inside, but I can always tuck that thread in. If you start on the inside, your thread's already tucked on the inside, and so that's what I should have done, but was not thinking when I started. Just in and out, you're just weaving it in and out around that edge. And you want to stay as close to that edge as you can. You do not have to pull it taut yet. You don't have to make sure that you're getting, and you are, okay. That you're, see, as we go, we're going to gather it at the end. But see, you can see it's already making that little pocket. Now, depending on how you're going to sew these, is whether you do a really beautiful job here or a really job here. The ones that I bought are kind of a job, a quick job. See how they just tied it up real quick and left it all poofing out, but they were making wreaths out of it, and that's fine. And that is one thing that you can do. I, on the other hand, am going to make a throw that goes either over a piece of furniture or on the end of a bed. It's not a blanket because it's got big old gaping holes in it, but I'm going to show you how to put it together. And that is, you know, that's a big deal, but that is such a cute little thing. I mean, you could throw it over the backs of your kitchen chairs, and it would just be so country cute. So as we go around, now to stuff it here in a few minutes, I'm going to use a cotton ball. I have to get up and grab one there on the other side of the table. I didn't think about that before I started filming. If this is your first time with us, welcome. I know I get started and then I forget to do that. But please, welcome. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for coming on our learning journey as we do this. I like to bring some of the old things back in. I think it's important that we don't forget the things that our grandparents did the older way. Even if we have a easier way to do it now, still keep those craft ideas alive. Using this is one of those general ideas because it would not take me near this long. Plus, on these, you have to cut every single circle out, and it has to be a circle. You can't just, you know, hope for the best as you're going through. But see how it's all starting to really gather and look really pretty there? So I've got that much left, and we'll grab a cotton ball. Try not to stab myself. That's one of the main reasons I do not love hand sewing, because I stab myself, and I'm diabetic. I already have to stab myself enough. I don't need this. But again, see how it's all coming together, getting our little poof on. We still got that much to go. And this time I won't pull it taut because we want to stuff it. And it takes about 1/4 of a cotton ball, so it's not like you're going to be using all of your cotton balls for this unless you just want to make 1,000 of them. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I bought this bag. It's like somebody did all this work and did not finish what they were doing. So I'm going to leave that for now. Let me grab that cotton ball so you can see how we do this. I have jumbo cotton balls. I'm not going to want a jumbo cotton ball. So we're going to cut it in half. And then I'm probably going to cut it in half again. I can always add more. I just can't take a whole lot out. I'd have to pull it all out. So you want to pull it apart because cotton and batting and stuffing, anything that you put inside has fiber memory. And it will stay in the shape it remembers. And so they will try to go back to that triangular shape that I just cut. So I'm going to stuff that in. Yes, it's going to take about half. Stuff this in. After I just told you don't do that, I did it. Pull that apart. Stuff, stuff, stuff. And now we're going to pull it taut. And there is our little yo-yo. Looks like these are smaller than those, so maybe that's why they did not finish these up, because they're a little too small. But they're still usable. So that is, and then to finish it off, we're going to go across, grab the other side, make sure I get a knot in there. I'm going to go across this way. Together, and then we'll just do a real quick little knot here. And there is our little stuffed yo-yo. And you just play with it until you get the shape you want. And that is how you do it by hand. I'm not a huge fan of it. Don't really like it. I don't like doing them by hand. That other way, if you've watched the video, and I'll link it below, so much easier. These little things, so good. But they are by Clover, and like I said, you can get all sizes, and I will try to link where to get them down below, because lifesaver. You can put a square piece of fabric in there and make a circle. As long as it's hanging over the edges, it does not matter. So I am not one to sit and cut 500,000 circles and then hand stitch. I would just eventually give up and just not do it, which could be what they did. But now let me show you what I'm doing with it. So here I've got 12 together, 13. Here's my 14th. And so what I've done is I went into the side, and now I'm going to go into this side, and we just want to go over, because all we're doing is securing one to the other. So we're going to put about 4 or 5 stitches in. And then you can either tie it off right here, or what I do is I put it at an angle. I go over to the next side that I want to attach another yo-yo to. So now what I've got is he's attached on 2 sides. I will pick up a new guy. So let's see, let's do a bright yellow. No. What colors do I have in here? Oh, he's nice. Let's do this one. We've only got that, but it's not quite the same. So we're going to again make a pass all the way through and attach him to this green one that I just finished. Get through. I'm going to go through 2 or 3 times each. Try to get them as close as you can to the one you had before, so that you've got them stuck good and they are ready to belong. Oh dear. There we go. And now back through the middle to the bottom, so I can hook it to that orange one. And if you're watching TV, you can sit and just sew these. I did at my son and daughter-in-law's house. We were making these. I was making these. I'd gotten these and I wanted to start this. And I just started picking one out, putting it on. My daughter-in-law, who is very, very type A, it has to be just so, and she would have planned out exactly where all of these go before she even started sewing it. And she looked at me and she goes, "You're just grabbing them out of the bag and putting them on." And I go, "Yes, I am." She's like, "I just couldn't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, you could. You have to trust the process." Now, I do look at them and I think to myself, okay, I don't want this one too close to that one. I didn't want to put one this color or this color or this color right beside it. But pretty much anything else is golden. So we're going to go across. And this time, we are going to pick up, let's pick up this brown paisley number. So through the side, get it to grab on, and we'll just start sewing him on there. And if you, by some reason, just like I did, I sewed that brown one at the opposite angle, just do an extra stitch to hold it on. That's all I'll do. And I want to make sure that that stays tucked under, so I'm going to grab it like so. And it is good. It is on there. It's not going anywhere. And now all I have to do is tie a knot here, and I'm done. So I'll just restring my thread and go back in and do more, and I'll probably go all the way around, then all the way around, and I'll just make it bigger and bigger. I think I started with 4 and I was doing 4, 4, 4, but now that I've got a 4x4, I'll just start going around so that I don't have to worry so much about getting the width and the length. It'll happen at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed this, bringing back some of our grandmother's ideas. And if you're at a resale store, thrift store, a charity shop, go back and see what they have in the craft area. Go back and see what they have in the fabric area, because a lot of times people donate a lot of this stuff. I've gotten and you've seen, I've gotten quilt blocks that are already made. And so what I do is I'll take them, modify them a little bit, not a whole lot, and then I'll make a quilt out of them. And I didn't have to go through all the piecing part of it, but I do change it a little bit to make sure that it is mine, and I do want my own ideas in there. But this is going to be so cute, and it is so comfortable. It's just such a good padding. It'll be good for a padding for a chair even. And if you're worried about this backside being ugly, then just hand stitch it down to a piece of canvas, and it can just make, do your round or square canvas, hem the edges, then sew, then tack this down periodically, and you're good to go. So thank you for spending time with me. It's about, I try to make them about 20 minutes, and I hope to see you next time. Have an amazing time until we meet again. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below. If you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I upload. And I look forward to seeing you back. Thanks.